Okay, good morning. Good morning. Okay, hi. Okay, so today we are going to do our Unit 7, okay? First of all, let's take a look at our schedule. Now, this is the schedule of the course. As you can see that we will have a midterm presentation, actually a midterm contest, right? Movie contest, sort of that. Like 2 weeks from now, right? Okay. So start from this week. Basically, in the previous weeks, we have already learn how to use R programming and use some useful package, right? So to do data processing and also do the data visualization, right? And with this data processing and data visualization tool, now this week I'm going to teach you how to use these techniques, right? This data processing and data visualization techniques to do the exploration. And then the reason that we want to explore is that we want to understand the situation, the current performing situation of the of our company, right? So we want to know how much is our customer, how many customers do we have, right? And how many revenue we are generating, and how many profit is coming from, right? First of all, we want to have a holistic view, right? We want to know how the company is performing, right? And from the marketing aspect, we also want to know that where the revenue come from, where the profit come from, right? Maybe, for example, like maybe 40% of our revenue is coming from the age group of 30 years to 40 years old, right? Sometimes you should find out that maybe like 20% of our profit is coming from like certain product categories, right? So after you have a holistic view, you want to do the group comparison, right? You compare the product category, right? And find out the most profitable and most selling products, right? You find out the most lucrative customer segment, right? And you can kind of like by comparing the purchase amount, by comparing the frequency they buy, right? Between each group, you will have a feeling that like what the buying behavior of different customer groups, and then by knowing that, you can set the strategy, right? So you can set your focus, set your goal, right? And that's what we are going to do in our midterm presentation, right? Okay. So starting from this week, we are going to do this. Okay. Before anything, let's like get our. You should know how to download the material already, right? We do it a lot of times already. This week, this is the PowerPoint file that I'm going to use. Okay, and then this is the code and data file. It's called tafang4.zip, right? And if you download this into your folder, basically you should download it into your, basically you should download it into your C and IB533, also code, and right? You should download it here. Download the zip file into IB533 code, right? So you will have a zip file here. Okay? download the zip file into your IP533 and code folder, and then open this zip file. You'll see that within the zip file there's a folder called tafang, right? Okay, so you want to like kind of like pull this folder into the code. Okay, just pull the tafang folder within the zip file into your code folder. Sorry. And then you will have a tafang folder, right, under your code folder, and then within this folder, within this tafang folder, you should see 1, 2, 3, 4 notebook. Okay, the first notebook we already covered, we already explained and covered already after by if you still remember, right, that a few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, I believe, we know the data is actually the post-scanning data, right? It's kind of like every product item sold, there will be a record, right? And we actually have a total of like 817,000 transaction items. So this is the raw data, right? And we aggregate the raw data into transaction, right? Because every transaction will have a lot of items, right? This is kind of like a supermarket, right? So you go to a supermarket, and every transaction you buy a lot of items. So from this we can see that there are about 8 items per transaction, isn't it, right? And then we also see the number of customers, right? And we actually summarize into 3 different data frames, isn't it, right? That has been done, this process has been done in in prep, that RMD and prep HTML. So I won't touch on this this notebook because it's already done, right? Okay, so after doing the product aggregation, you actually save the data into the CXR data, right? So today we are going to like kind of starting to explore the first of all, we do a general exploration, and then in this notebook we are going to do some customer, right? And we want to see what value customer is bringing into the company, right? So that's notebook 3. And notebook 4, we are going to focus on product. Okay? That's what we are going to do today. Is there any question? Okay. Okay. So now, if no question, let's take a look at our PowerPoint file. Well, this is basically the data analytic process, right? We have data, and then after we collect the data, we kind of like first of all we do some data processing, right? Okay, and then we can start exploring, analyzing the data using tool, right? So at this exploring analysis kind of process, we will see a lot of comparison coming out, right? Coming out of this pipeline, and then you can do the planning and presentation, right? Okay, right. This is basically what we are going to do today. Okay. I will set this slide to the conclusion for today. For now, let's take a look at this, right? Okay. I told you that today I'm going to teach you explorative data analysis, exploratory data analysis, right? Okay, so we explore the data. So by exploration, basically we are doing comparison, as I have already told you, right? First of all, we have a holistic view of the entire company, and then we want to compare the groups, compare the customer groups, compare the product category, right? To find out what are the most profitable, what are the most revenue generating product and customer groups, right? So you can set your strategy, right, and set your goal, right? After you do the comparison, you can set your focus on, for example, a customer group or a certain product category, right? And in addition to setting the focus, you also want to set a goal, right? In your midterm presentation, I want you to put yourself in the position of a marketing VP, right? For this Tafang grocery store, right? Should be a supermarket actually. Now, if you are the marketing manager or marketing VP of this Tafang, according to this comparison, which customer, which group of customer, which product category do you want to suggest to set focus on to do your marketing, right? You do marketing, you cannot market everything, right, to everyone. That won't work. You need to have a focus, right? Have you ever took the marketing course? Ever? Already? Some people already took it, right? So in marketing, you should learn that STP and actually 4P, right? STP is segmentation. What's T? Targeting, right? Segment is like group, right? Customer group, product group. It's called segment, right? And target is what we mean by focus, right? Which one do you want to focus on, right? And then what is P is the position, right? You want to set a goal, right? For example, I want to raise the revenue by 20%. I want to raise the profit by 10%, sort of it, right? Because marketing, actually, you need to spend money to do your marketing activity, right? Okay, so actually, after you setting this strategy, the strategy will not realize itself. Okay, you need to do some effort, right? You need to put some effort by applying, by deploying some marketing instrument to the target, right? And when you apply the instrument to the target, you actually are doing investment, kind of like that, right? So marketing is like investment, and you want to have an idea about the return of investment on this marketing instrument, right? And we will do that at the second half of this semester, right? So in the first semester, we want to focus on strategy. Okay, that's it. Okay. Now, so that pretty much set the stage, and let's go into the EDA. Okay. So remember that at the end of we can open the prep HTML. Now at the end of this notebook, we actually save the, here. At the end of this notebook, we'll actually save the, A is actually the customers, right? And X is actually the transaction, okay? And Z is actually the transaction item, isn't it? Right? So for every customer, we know their frequency, right? How many times they buy for every customer, right? And what is the last time that they buy from us, right? And we know when they buy from us, the average buying amount, right? And we also know their kind of like their age, like which area they live, right? We know their total revenue contribution and gross profit contribution, right? This is for every customer, right? And for every transaction, we also know that the day of transaction, which customer is buying. This is customer data. How many items he buy, how many pieces of data, a product he buy, right? This sort of information is all collected in the X data frame, right? And the customer data is actually collected in this A data frame. And we save that data frame in the file called data tf0, that are our data, isn't it? Okay, so as you can see here, we have this tf0 our data file. And so right now when we want to do the exploration, we don't need to do the aggregation again. We simply, again, we have let's do this first, right? As you can see that here, after loading the packages, I start to load the data frame, and then I apply number row to A, X, and 0. A, X, and Z, right? So as you can see that we have this many customer, this many transactions, and this many items, right? That is the data that we already aggregate. And inside the A, we actually see their R is actually the residency, right? How long this customer haven't buy from us, right? And the S is not important in this data set. F is the frequency, right? For example, the first customer buy 4 times, second customer buy 4 times, third customer buy 2 times, right? This is the average buying amount this customer has buy from us, right? And this is the total revenue contribution, and this is the totally raw profit, right? This customer actually buy a lot, but its the net profit is actually quite low, right? It only contribute about $15 to our store. And this is the age group, and this is the area that the customer live, right? Okay, so this is the data, and now we want to do some exploration to let us know better about our holistic performance, as well as we want to compare the customer group, so we know how to set the strategy, right? What do we mean by a strategy? A strategy is actually a choice, right? Among the customer, you want to put your focus on one of the customer group, right? So it's selection. How do you do the selection? You compare them, right? So how do you do the comparison? Basically, we do data processing and data visualization, right? That's basically what we are going to do today. Okay. Okay. Now, first of all, we want to take a quick look at the distribution of our customer among the area, and actually you want to see the distribution of customer age, right? So to do that, because these two variable, they are actually categorical variable, right? Age is actually, if we do age here, you can see that it's actually age is a categorical variable, right? We have this many customer, and then if we want to see each age group, right? Then you can see the number of customer in each age group, right? Also by table, you can see this is the zip code, right? Z mean by zip code, so you can see that where the customer lives, right? A better way to show the data is actually kind of like put the table into a bar plot, right? Because the table is basically difficult to read, right? So if you put the tables and pipe it into a bar plot, right? Okay, then it's very easy to see that most of our customers in this group, in this age group, right? And most of our customers actually live in this two area, 11521, and some of them live in 110, right? Okay. And you can see that there in the age group, there's an age group called 99, right? I think this group is perhaps maybe they are the customer that are like more than 70 years old, right? Okay, so we call it 899. So this is the and in the area there's a Z others, which means that the customers we know where the customer live, but it is not within this zip code. They are in the other area of the Taipei city, right? Okay. And there are some customers we do not know where they live, right? So there's a Z unknown. Okay. See that? Okay. So this is one way to explore the categorical variable within the data frame. Okay. As I told you that we are taking at this data frame, right? So every row, okay, every data record represent an individual customer, right? And every variable, every column in this data frame represent an attribute of the customer of interest, right? Okay, so now before anything, we should first take a look at the age distribution and zip code distribution of our customer group, our customer population, I should say so. And then after doing the age group and area groups, this is called the distribution, right? Age distribution and area distribution. See, we know where our customers are distributed in the age domain and actually in the geographic domain, right? And sometimes after you do the now let's open the sorry. HTML file. Okay, so TF2. Now, after we observe the area and age distribution separately, sometimes it is desirable to see to group the customer, to analyze the customer in the subgroup, right? For example, I want to see the distribution of age within Z115. I want to see the age distribution of our customer who live in Z106, right? This is what we call contingent table, right? You have two categorical variables, and you can actually like count the number of customers by using this two categorical variable. Then you actually can observe the different distribution of age in different area, right? And in the other direction, you actually can observe the geographical distribution of customer within each age group, right? Let me say it again, right? If you do a table, right, on these two categorical variable together, you actually have a table, have a matrix, right? So in this matrix, actually you have we know that 27 customers live in Z105, and actually it's in age 24, and 21 people is age 24 and live in Z106, right? Okay, if you add all of this number together, it will become our entire customer population, isn't it, right? And in this table, you can see the age distribution in every geographical area, right? Okay, say this is the age distribution in Z105, okay? And in the other direction, you actually can see the geographic distribution of the customer in this age group, right? Isn't it, right? And again, this number is kind of difficult to read, right? So we have a tool to kind of like visualize this table, right? It's called mosaic plot. This plot is called mosaic plot. I'll explain it later, okay? And because the mosaic plot, it actually called a mosaic function call, and there are a lot of options, right? So to be convenient, for your convenience, I make a helper function called capital MOSA, right? So when you want to do this table, you simply call MOSA, right, and give it the data frame, right? Okay, and the area is here, right? So it's in the vertical direction, and the second variable name is actually the column name of the horizontal axis, right? Now, how to interpret this table? Let's take it first. Now, actually, this graph is the visualization of this table, right? So actually, there's an explanation underneath, right? In this mosaic plot, let me do this. In this mosaic plot, you can see that every cell, right? Every rectangle is like the size of every rectangle actually reflects the size of this subgroup. Okay, so as you can see that most of our customers is in here, right? In this the size of the rectangle actually represent the size of the subgroup. So this is kind of like straightforward, right? And then the color actually represent the relative proportion of the subgroup. Okay, this is kind of like hard to understand. So I actually you basically can see this mosaic plots as a two-way histogram, right? And it shows the different distribution of age among area. For example, this is the age, right? So the color is actually showing the relative proportion of people who the relative proportion of each age group who live in Z115. Okay, I think a few real examples will help you understand how to interpret this mosaic plot. Okay, so if we want to compare the age distribution across the region, we can say that you can see that these two cells, they are red color, right? The red color, it means that these two cells actually map to A34 and A39, right? So when they are red color here, right, it means that in Z115, the proportion of A34 and A39 is relatively low. It's relatively low, lower than the age distribution of the entire area, right? Okay. So it means that in compared to the entire population, in comparing to the age distribution of the entire population, the customer who live in Z115, right, actually the proportion of A34, A39 who live in Z115 is lower than the population average. Okay, and in the other end, you can see that in Z221, the proportion of A34 and A39 are relatively higher than the entire proportion. Okay, so you can see that now with this color, you can see a different age. You can see the different age distribution in different geographic area, isn't it? See, you know that in our customer population, those who live in Z115 have a lower proportion in age 34 and age 39. Okay, and for those customers who live in Z221, they have a large proportion of customer in A34 and A39. Okay, actually this chart can be looked in two ways, right? In the age side, we can say the same thing, right? We can say that within the A37 customer groups, right? The proportion that they live in Z221 and Z other is higher than the entire customer, right? It's relatively higher, the proportion. The age 24, you can see that, or put it more simply, you can say that this A34 customer has a higher probability to live in 221 and the others, okay? And they have a relative lower probability to live in Z115 and the unknown, right? Okay, you can also read it in this direction as I have mentioned here. It take a while to get used to this type of presentation, right? Okay, but this presentation is very, very useful in marketing, right? well, in this sense, you might not see its power, right? But if we roll down, right, let's jump to the for continuous reason. Let's jump to here. If you do this, cat is actually the product category, right? Okay, right. So now you can see that different age group, they like to buy different, right? See, this age group, like the younger customer, they don't like to buy this three category of product, right? And they like to buy this product category, relatively, right? Okay, and as you can see that here is different, right? For this type of product category, younger age people like to buy this product category, and the rate means relatively lower, right? So the age, the older customer do not like to buy this type of product. They like to buy this type of product. They do not like to buy this type of product. Isn't it? Right? So this type of like kind of like when you have two categorical variable, and you can use this very easily. You can use this MOSA function, right, to see the preference of different age group, right? Now let's take a closer look at the code, right? As you can see that I do not give it the entire Z0 data frame. I only because we have like 2,000 product category, right? If I make a graph of like 2,000 row, it would be too large, right? So before anything, I actually, first of all, I calculate the name of the, find out the top 20 most selling product category, right? So I actually, using index, I select the, from this data frame, I filter this data frame so that only the top 20 product category remains in, are included in this expression, right? So, and now we can actually focus on this 20 category. We know the age group's preference in buying them, right? Okay, so this is the another way to use mosaic plot. The other thing is like you can actually do a mosaic plot for category and area, right? So you can see that in Z115, people like to buy these two. People like to buy this product category, but they do not like to buy this category. Okay, when you have like two categorical variable, you can actually use this mosaic plot. For example, I want to see weekday versus age, right? I can use X0. First of all, I create a new column called weekday, right? So I transfer date into 1 to 7, right? So now you can see with this plot, let's do an exercise, okay? Within this plot, can we see they have very different, as you can see that different age group, they tend to buy in different time, right? As you can see, okay? So as you can see that there are certain age group, right? They tend to buy they tend to buy in the weekend, right? Isn't it? You see that, right? And weekend is here, right? 6 and 7, right? So which data group? Which age group they like to buy in the weekend, especially Sunday? Which age group they like to buy in Sunday? Yeah, age 34 and 39, right? Okay, and for this older customer, they do not like to buy in the weekend, right? Isn't it? They do not like to buy in the weekend. See, they like to buy in the weekdays. Isn't it? Right? This older customer, they do not have works, right? So they are retired. They do grocery in the weekday. You can see that, right? So this is important to marketing people, isn't it? Right? This is important to and you can also do the weekday, and this is the category, right? Okay, so now you can see that in different day, some products are selling good, right? For example, in Sunday, these two product category are selling well, and these three product category are selling bad, selling lower, right? Relatively lower. Okay, so this is the use of mosaic plot, and when you have two categorical variable, you can use this technique to visualize, and it's very useful for you to know the distribution in two categorical variables. Okay. Let me see that. Right now it's already 10 o'clock, so let's take a 10 minutes break, and we'll continue in 10 after 10.